But we start with CP3 and the Thunder. It looked like they were going home until Chris Paul took over in the final stretches of the game. Jalen, what do you think about CP3's performance last night?
One word to describe CP3 and his performance, not only in last night's game, but throughout his Hall of Fame career: champion. He's the exact embodiment of a player, along with Jimmy Butler, of why I hate stats. Because so many people don't watch the games and look down at the stat sheet, and he's not always over 25 points, or he's not always over 15 assists. He doesn't give you these arcade numbers all of the time. So it's easy to diminish his career by saying, oh, he hasn't won a championship yet. Now, there has been some times where he's flamed out in the playoffs, and his squads in particular made some turnovers late in games. But constantly, he's found ways to be not only clutch. I remember that game winner against the San Antonio Spurs, but also spiteful. Anytime you get traded from a squad, Jacoby, not only do you want to do well and outplay expectations like OKC did this year, but you want to knock them out of the playoffs. You want to knock them out of the playoffs. And they go into game 7 against a Rockets team that traded him for Russell Westbrook, who he outplayed in that game. I know he's feeling real good about himself. He's going to feel great if he's able to eliminate the Houston Rockets.
Spiteful is the right word. After the game, he just said, clutch moments, some people aren't built for this. And if you pull up the clip of who he's staring down in the waning seconds of that game, shooting free throws, he's looking right at James Harden. And when he says that some people aren't built for this, that's exactly who he is talking about. What is Chris Paul saying to James Harden with his eyes in this moment?
Well, the star player that's an MVP candidate doesn't want you on the team. You could be traded. And that's what happened to CP3. He knows that. It don't matter what James ever says to him in person. He knows behind the scenes James didn't want him there, and they got him up out of there. But how about the front office? You look down at your squad and like, wait a minute. We traded what to get Russ? Okay, got it. You can't lose to the Thunder in the first round. If you do, that's going to cost Mike D'Antoni his job.
Oh, it's not just Mike D'Antoni. Like, you're rich, so you've never felt this way, but I know people watching this have felt this way. When you're at the blackjack table and you put a little too much in front of you than you feel comfortable with, and then you kind of get like a 10, so you end up just putting way too much on the table in front of you. That's exactly how Daryl Morey is going to feel when he watches Game 7. There's so much out there. Now, a lot of people are critical of Russell Westbrook for his play down the stretch, but I want to show you James Harden down the stretch. Everyone's saying Russell Westbrook shouldn't have the ball. Russell Westbrook shouldn't have the ball. But watch James Harden on these plays. It just feels like he doesn't come and get the ball. You know what I mean? Like, he needs to be more aggressive. He needs to be involved. Look at him hanging out around half court. Jalen, do you think this is more on Westbrook or on Harden that he doesn't have the ball in these waning moments?
David Jacoby, this is why it frustrates me sometimes when people think the best player has to either be the go-to guy in all situations and or the leader. That ain't necessarily the case in a team dynamic. There are people in the Hall of Fame that all of a sudden the game got tight, easier to deny them the ball. All of a sudden you can't get open. I've been talking about James doing this for years. When he does not have the ball, he just disengages himself. He allowed himself to act like he was being denied at the top of the floor. It's almost like, y'all ain't giving me the ball. Y'all go ahead. I'm going to watch the results. And so I don't anticipate him doing that again, because he understands Game 7, as much as it's going to cost Mike D'Antoni his job if they don't win, it's going to continue to perpetuate something that he does not want as a great player, is that not only can he not get it done in the biggest moments, but when they lose, it's ugly. I remember the Lil B curse when he had double-digit turnovers. I remember them losing to the Spurs and they didn't shoot and didn't score. I remember them missing 27 straight threes. When you play this feast or famine style, this home run or strikeout style, it looks ugly most times when you lose, and that's going to fall on James Harden if they don't get it done.
Home run or strikeout style is a great way to put it, because we loved Game 5. Game 6. Let's not forget Game 5. The Rockets absolutely waxed the Thunder, and who knows what's going to happen in Game 7. There's so much on the line, so many storylines, so much drama, so much petty. Like Chris Paul said, some people are built for it, some people aren't, and we will find out in Game 7.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.